What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Best Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Russler. This week, I'm sitting down with a good friend of mine, Wyky Jean. I met him about 7 years ago. He's a real estate agent working out of Cape Girardeau and St. Louis. He's just a cool guy to hang out with, which is probably the best praise I can give anybody. We sat down, we talked about old football memories and movies and all kinds of stuff. We had a really good time. I know you guys will enjoy the episode. It is cool. It is cool. I wake up every day and I do like a prayer of gratitude of like, thank you for my life. Thank you for this day. Thank you for my family. And then I go through them, list each person. Then like, thank you for allowing me to do the things I love to do. Thank you for giving me the ability to make other people happy. Please help me use the gifts you've given me to bring joy to others. And you just keep going.
Wow.
Like that. Yeah. And that's been like my normal morning routine for a little bit.
You, bro.
And you know what? It's made me so much happier. And I know it sounds kind of corny. It sounds kind of weird or whatever, but
depends on who you're talking to, man.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But you know, I don't know. I like doing it. It just kind of like, because then no matter what happens after that, you're in this mindset of like, oh well, everything else is okay.
Yeah.
So like, you get done with that, and then you get a call, and it's like, hey, your grandma's gonna pass away. You're like, that's sad, but at least I had a grandma. You know, you're in that like gratitude mindset of like, okay, well, this sucks, but a lot of people have it worse.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like, who am I to complain about this? You
Yeah.
know,
I'm
like,
not the first person in the world to lose their grandma.
Right. Yeah. And it's, I don't know. I like doing that because if you wake up and the first thing you take in kind of sets the tone for the day.
For sure.
So like when I wake up, I try to go at least an hour or two before I check social media, before I check the news, because you never know what it's going to be. Because sometimes you check the news and it's not that bad. You know, it's like, oh, hey, taxes are lower or something like that. You're like, oh, cool, this is a good
gas
piece.
Prices
Gas prices have gone down 10 cents. And you're like, heck yeah.
Let's go fill up everything.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
We got like 3 5-gallon cans in the garage. About to go fill them up, fill up all the mowers.
I can just see you.
10 cents.
Yeah.
We done saved $1.20.
Let's go.
Gas prices
Yeah.
are low today.
But like, a lot of times when you wake up, it's like, this war just started, and this country bombed this country, and
a lot of fear, bro.
Yeah, this
evil, darkness,
and you're just like, and especially this year because it's an election year, so I know it's coming. Because you know how it's just. It doesn't even matter what side it is either. It's all just. People just attacking each other, just like nonstop.
Election year, I feel like, is 12 months of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's like, no holds barred. Like, people are coming out the back, out the woodworks, jumping off the top of the cage, you know.
Didn't you retire?
12 months of WrestleMania. Not just one night, bro. It's like, dang, prepare.
Oh, man.
Yo,
that was kind of crazy that we just bumped into each other last night.
Bro, so wild. And we're just walking home, ready to go home at that. After a long night, we knew we were going to get up and get some work done. And I was talking to Corey Holmes, and we were walking past, and I'm like, bro, he reminds me of Eric. I got close. I was like, yo, that is Eric. I think it was the height and the beard, bro. Like, you were just standing there, and I'm like, that dude reminds me of Eric. And I was like, hold on, wait, Eric lives up here. I swear, it's like 10 seconds later, I'm like squinting my eyes, like, yo, that's my boy. So yeah, man.
That was cool. That was cool. That's what I love about St. Louis is that it's a big city, but sometimes it feels like a small town.
Yeah,
you know, it's not crazy to bump into people, but yeah, you got to get up here.
I do, man. I do. I mean, Corey's been saying that for years, and I feel like the stuff's starting to just kind of line up pretty well. But it's just an hour and a half drive, you know, and I'm from the city, so you know that's a trip from Palm Beach to Vero Beach, or sometimes
that's right.
Palm
I forgot.
Beach to Miami, a little bit. You know, depends how deep into Miami you get. But I love being in the driver's seat of my car. Like
I do too.
Favorite seats.
Do you ever? Okay, let me ask you this: do you ever drive in silence sometimes?
Yeah.
Like no music, no podcast,
just downloading everything, reflection time. Because I don't get that often unless it's like really super early in the morning or late at night. So yeah, once I get in my driver's seat, I'm like, you know what? Like, turn everything off
and just cruise.
Just cruise. If it's a nice day, all the windows are down, arm out the window, and I'm just like.
I know. There's probably 5 or 6 people in the past year that I've ridden in the car with. And they're like, you don't listen to music? You don't listen to anything? And I'm like, nah.
No.
And they're like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, which one of us is crazy? The person that can be alone with their thoughts or the person that can't be alone with their thoughts?
Right.
And
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
but it's just,
question.
I call it windshield time. Like you just need some windshield time because it's a moment to be like, all right, I got to process what's going on. Like,
for sure.
Here's a problem. How do I solve this?
Yeah.
How do I figure this out? And so many people, I think, are constantly just trying to drown it out. And I don't know, like anxiety, you know what I mean? Like anxiety is one of those things where everybody talks about it these days. Like, oh, I've got really bad anxiety. And some people have like, you know, crippling panic attacks.
Yeah.
But also, like, we have anxiety for a reason. You know, it started off as like, oh, is that a tiger? We got to run. You know, like that's where the anxiety came from. But now we don't have things like that. We just have like bills and oh, I need to answer this email, or oh, I got to give this person bad news, or
overwhelming tasks.
Yeah. And if the longer you put it off, the greater anxiety you're going to get because you know that you're supposed to be dealing with this problem. And I think a lot of people don't deal with their problems, and then their anxiety builds up.
Correct.
And they're like, oh no, I'm having a panic attack. And it's like,
you're just shaking you're shaking a soda bottle.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I you know, I feel bad for people that go through like panic attacks and stuff, but also it's like, you know, I almost guarantee you it's because you have a problem that you've been putting off, and now it seems overwhelming or like,
well,
you know,
how, like, where, besides developing yourself, right? Like, and being intentional about professional or personal development, what institution, what classroom do they teach you literally how to process your emotions?
No, they don't.
You know?
Yeah.
So we sit here and we just receive, right? And so once we just receive, what do we do? We react. You know, unless you've got someone in your life that has given this good example, a parent or a mentor, whatever, someone in your life that's like really good at processing problems, like we just tend to react to the problem. Oh, this happened, bam. But no, like we have to figure out how to navigate those things, you know? Like, just think about a computer. Like, when a computer is taking in too much information, what does it do? It tells us, yo, stop pressing stuff, and it starts to process.
Yeah.
You know, and our brain needs time to just process stuff sometimes. And for me, it's reflection. You know, taking time, sitting by the fire, you know, in my backyard.
Sitting by the fire is a good one.
Bro, just, you know, under my gazebo, just vibing. You know, just like, all right, what happened today? Like, why'd that happen? Okay. Let's figure out who we need, you know, in this situation to step in and be the subject matter expert, so we can get to the, you know, the solution.
That's why I went with the outdoor setting around here, because I love being outside. I love sitting there, That's the one thing I do miss about when I live in the city is the stars.
Oh,
there's no stars up here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I wish that. Sometimes I think about like what it was like when I was on the ocean, and because there's no lights around, there's no light pollution. You forget what people must have seen every single night before the electric light was invented, and you could just look up and just see billions and billions of stars. It's nothing like what we're used to now,
bro.
and purples
Powerful.
and yellows and just
Streaks
all
of
and you're
bluish
just like
green.
you're like, whoa,
Yeah, what is going on up there? Yeah, it makes you appreciate the world so much more.
I know,
Like,
I think
there's
so.
So many powerful structures in this world, dude. Like just the moon. Last week, bro, we had a full moon. That thing was the size of, I don't even know, bro. It was so freaking big, man. You know.
Yeah.
I was like, that dude could literally. The moon was wide enough that like 3 buildings could be right in front of it, and it wasn't hiding, you know?
Yeah.
And when you sit back and you see a moon that large, and you just realize, like, oh, dude, like, yeah, this world's on an axis, and
I think
spinning without us even thinking about it. Like,
I think next month there's supposed to be another eclipse, solar eclipse.
April 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how crazy it's like we know about it, we can track it. They're selling glasses at gas stations to, like, oh, eclipse glasses, come check them out. And everybody knows when it's going to happen and stuff. And I think back to like 500 years ago when they had no idea, things like that. Yeah. And then imagine you're just out like plowing a field one day and all of a sudden the sun disappears and you're just like
at 1:58 p.m.
Yeah.
Middle of the day.
Wait, what? What's happening? Yeah. And then all of a sudden it comes back. Like, how many people do you think were killed because they were like, oh, the sun's mad at us. Yeah, right. Time to sacrifice some virgins.
Oh my gosh,
and they're just like, wait, what?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the different beliefs out there in the world.
Yeah, I know, but I just think I can imagine just the panic that would set in.
Oh yeah.
Where it was like, oh no, what did we do?
What did we do? Yeah.
Oh no,
we deserve this.
Yeah.
People are confessing.
It's your fault.
Like,
this one poor peasant kid, and he's like, he's like stole a goose egg or something. And then the sun disappears, and he's like, I think it's my fault. Yeah. Oh no, what have I done? Like, well, I'm sorry, but we have to feed you to a bear now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you caused the sun to go out.
We lost, the whole world lost power for a second, bro. The whole world.
I think about that because sometimes I think about, like the story of Jonah, where he was he was supposed to go to, what was it, Nineveh or whatever, and he was like, nah, I don't really want to, and so God sent a big storm, and as soon as the sailors found out, they're like, oh, you're not listening to God?
Oh, okay.
We're going to throw you off the boat.
And we're not yelling overboard. Bye.
No. I guarantee you, they just heave ho over the side, and then immediately we're like, he's gone.
We're good.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Go that way.
Yeah.
Go that way.
Problem solved, man.
Problem solved. We got you.
We obeyed, right?
Yeah. Hey, if you wanted to like let us get out of the storm,
it's funny.
It is because people are so they're instantly whatever it was like. Hey, I wasn't doing anything wrong.
I was just playing on the field, like.
I listen to. I have a Bible app every day that does a
Nice.
chunk of the Bible every single day.
Yeah.
And after 365 days, you've done the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm on my like 4th time around.
I love that.
And I'm going through the story of like Moses and stuff, and his brother Aaron gets away with so much stuff that I didn't realize. Like one of the first couple times I read through it, I didn't realize it. But Aaron was like, Moses goes up on the mountain to get the 10 Commandments, and Aaron is down like in the camp, and he's like, let's make a golden calf. And everybody's like, yeah. And then Moses comes back and he's like, what did you guys do? And he's like, it was them. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. It was them. They did it. And so like 1,000 people were murdered because of that. Yeah. Because God was like, all right, well, you guys are obviously all evil.
Worshiping idols.
Yeah.
You gotta
go.
go.
We just left Egypt. Yeah, God doesn't want people like that around. So you're done. And then there's another instance where Miriam, Moses' sister, and Aaron come to him and they're like, hey, we don't think you should be in charge anymore. We want to be in charge. Because it says Moses was a real meek man. Like he wasn't like confident at speaking and stuff like that, which is why God chose him to speak to Pharaoh. Yeah. So, but anyway, once they left Egypt and everything, they Miriam and Aaron come together and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna take over from now on. We got it." And it said God like came down and met with them and was like, "Hey, I picked him, not you," and then gives Miriam leprosy like on the spot. And he was like, and Aaron and Moses were like, whoa, that's our sister. No. And Aaron's like, oh, that was her idea. She was the one who said he misses death by like this much, like 5 times.
Oh, bro, he's a cat, bro. He had like 9 lives. You know what I'm saying? Legit. Like
Aaron always was, what? What? He was just dodging things left and right.
The first person I think of is like Jackson Mahomes. You got Patrick Mahomes, the chosen one, doing all this good. Has a great reputation, and Jackson's in the background just like Snapchat dancing, doing
TikTok
stupid
dancing.
I don't know, another charge somewhere. Like,
Patrick comes back and he's like, what happened? Where did this idol come from? And Jackson's like, I have no idea. Dances off screen.
Yeah. Like Patrick Mahomes was another touchdown. Everyone's like, Patrick Mahomes, the greatest ever. And then you go to the skybox. Jackson's like half drunk with all these girls up there. Like, like, where your parents at, bro? Like, yeah, he's supposed to be hanging out with the family. And
come on, man.
What's got a jacuzzi in the suite? Like what?
You're big into. Did you ever watch these like crappy reality TV shows? Like,
a
couple. Did we talk? I don't know if we talked about this last night, but did we? Mm-hmm. All right. I love. I don't know. There's something about Scared Straight that I loved.
Man, legit, so good.
It was the only time I ever got to watch it was in school, where they would use it as like a teaching lesson.
Yeah.
And man. There's that episode where they just took that one inmate just showed up and took everybody's shoes and then took one out of each pair and like threw it over a fence or whatever. So the rest of the day they all had to just walk around with one shoe on.
Oh, that's annoying, bro. I would just take the other one off. I'd have been like, you know what, I'm barefooted here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like stepping on blood, I don't care. Like,
yeah,
I don't
just walking
like, around.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm definitely vulnerable to someone just catching me.
Yeah. But I love that. And then there was one kid who he realized like, oh, it's just a show. They can't actually hurt me or whatever. And I remember this guard was like pushing him up against a door, and he was like, "Get in the cell." Get in the cell, like that. And there was somebody on the other side, and they were like, come in here, see what happens. They're like, get in. And he's like, I can't. And they're like, why? Because you didn't open the door all the way, like that. And I remember being like, yeah, this kid's gonna be back here in a couple years. He's not Scared Straight at all. Cops was pretty fun.
Was good, yeah.
I liked the episodes where they would just deal with like weird people. Like there was one episode where they pulled this guy over and they look in the back seat and it's just a bunch of mannequins, but they're like fully dressed and like sitting in the
like
seats
properly
and like buckled in and stuff. And they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, me and my friends are just going for a drive. Like that. And they're like, oh, you're friends? And it's just like 4 mannequins in this car.
That's David. That's Tanya.
Yeah.
This is Jake.
Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca.
Guys, don't be rude. Say hi.
Say hi.
Yeah.
They're all, they all got seatbelts on, man. We're good.
Yeah, the cops are just like, okay, all right. Well, I guess y'all have fun tonight.
Yeah.
You know,
what do? You can't arrest them.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just the fact that he was like, me and my friends are going for a drive.
Yeah.
We're just going. We're just hanging out.
Bro,
you know,
he was probably like tripping on something.
He was. I would immediately put him on a list for something. You know,
me and my friends are going for a drive. Oh, mannequins? What? Dude, Cops was good. Scared Straight was pretty good.
Yeah.
But bro, it's something about cheaters, man.
Cheaters.
Just seeing people's faces like in that moment where they're like, "Oh, I'm busted," and then the camera crew of like 12 people is just like, "Oh yeah, hey, we're here, yeah, lights, camera, action." You're like,
yes.
I didn't know I was interviewing for a position.
Didn't you? Didn't the host get stabbed or something? Like there was. I think that's why it ended was because the host caught someone. They like caught someone on a boat. And the guy jumped from one boat to the other and like stabbed the host.
No way.
I think so.
Let's see. I'm gonna check this out. Yeah, on a boat, dude. That's crazy.
I think so. I think
he was like, "Yeah, I'm done." It's probably not the only time he's probably been threatened or been attacked.
Yeah, cheaters host gets stabbed. Yeah. In early 2003, Greco was allegedly stabbed by a cheating boyfriend when the cheaters crew boarded the man's boat. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Although, I mean, this is going to sound terrible, but I could see both sides of it. You know, I could see one side of it being like, you know, if somebody just showed up and jumped on, like, came out of nowhere and ambushed you, you'd probably be in like fight or flight mode.
Dang right.
Like, uh-oh. But at the same time, like, I don't think stabbing someone would be my first.
What?
That show was crazy how people would get caught.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just like, what are you talking? What do you mean?
Yeah, what are you talking
We're
about?
not doing anything.
Yeah.
It's like you guys are both naked in a hotel room. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Like that.
Coming out of the spot again.
You're not listening to me. It's like, why? What do you mean I'm not listening to you? What is there to listen to? That show was crazy.
So crazy, bro. I just love the reactions, bro. Or people trying to get away, and then the camera crew's just like, just like, get him, bro.
Yeah, back in the day when they had the big cameras.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like, bro, I know that thing was like 45 pounds on your shoulder, like.
And it's a kind of cord. It's plugged in.
Sometimes you see the camera like tripping.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he almost went down.
Oh, he went down. I guess we've lost it. We talked about this last night. Didn't you say the passing? Wait, what did you say was the best part of a football team? Passing game?
Passing game, man. Just too many athletes out there, and you get a couple of good guys in open space. I'm kind of biased. I played tight end in high school. And
I think tight end is one of the most underrated positions. Bro. Because a good tight end is crucial. It can be such a game changer.
Huge, man. You got to be versatile, right?
Yeah.
Like you of course, you know, a good tight end is going to be a good blocker. And I mean, that's not always the fun part of the job, but like that's one of the most important parts of an offense is blocking for your tailback, blocking for your quarterback, your captain, and making plays downfield in the secondary. So you have to be able to block at every level, number one. You know, not just a D lineman, but your linebackers or a quick safety or a corner or a rover. Like you got to be able to get out there and get a body on somebody. But then, okay, now we need you to go out and run a route. You know, and you never know. It could be a 20-yard route, could be a quick route, could be a seam down the middle for 30 yards. You know, but the reward of that obviously is great because sometimes you know people forget about you in that space. So you're like, yeah, big play. But also, I think for a tight end, people don't really realize that you have to know all the other positions.
Yes.
Because you run a lot of option routes, right? So you're reading a defense, and now, okay, you see this coverage, you know the Z out to the right, if you're on the right side, he's going to be running this pattern because it's a cover 3. All right, I'm going to change my route now, you know, and then be on the same page as everybody else. So you go out there, and it's situational at times, you know, and a play can be 3 to 4 seconds, so you got to move. Whereas, you know, some guys know, hey, this is my assignment for this play. Here's my key. Here's my person that I'm supposed to be paying attention to. That's what I got, right? For a tight end, it's, you know, things can change on the fly, and you got to be ready to, you know, take that assignment and make the right reads and execute. But, you know, I'm sure there's other positions that, you know, say, oh, you know, I got to know the entire playbook. Yeah. Man, tight ends just got to be so versatile, man. Blocking, passing, knowing what your other teammates are doing on every play. But it's so rewarding, man. You get in that end zone with your squad, you know, And it's a very sneaky position too, like because as a wideout, people know that you're either running or you're blocking, right? It's like that. A tight end could block for 3 or 4 series. Next thing you know, he's running a wheel route. He's down the sideline for 40 yards because you slept on him, and he just opened up or changed the game and changed the momentum of a game. So, yeah, tight end it's my favorite position, bro. Like I said, I played it in high school, so I really love it. I'm kind of glad that I got the opportunity to play, and I kind of fell into the position too. It's kind of funny because
that's what you said last night. You said somebody went down and you had to step up. Right?
Yeah. Well. Okay. So that was one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
We asked about favorite moments
that's right.
in football, but I wanted to play wideout just because growing up, like you playing street ball, there's no offensive line, right? So so we're playing the street. I'm like, and I get to school, I'm like, I'm playing offensive line. Like, no, they're like, bro, you're chunky and you're slow. You got to play O-line. So like, I committed that whole summer to losing weight and like getting faster. So finally, at the end of the summer, I had shed some weight, just worked out all summer, and I told coach, I'm like, I'm not playing offensive line. He's like, well, you're gonna start there until you can show me. And I was like, F that. It's like, I'm not playing offensive line. So, dude, like every chance I got, I was like running my sprints with the team, and then I'd go run with the wideouts. Like any chance I got, I'm like, oh, wideouts are running routes, I'm out there. And I got these freaking mitts. So coach started seeing, he's like, oh, this dude's like snagging the ball one-handed. Like, oh, what's going on over there, So all I had to do was learn my playbook and just run my routes and catch the rock. Like, I just had to be consistent at that. So sure enough, they put me on offensive line for a little bit. I didn't I just wasn't really great at blocking.
Yeah.
I literally was not good at it, and they had, of course, groomed me into, hey, this is how you block. I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm learning a lot of this is my first time playing organized sports, so they're teaching me all the fundamentals, footwork, hand positioning, like, staying low, good center of gravity, and driving on the ball. But naturally, you throw something my way, I'm just like, oh yeah, baby. I'm like, yeah, let's go. So finally, like, yeah.
I like that.
So finally, coach is like, all right, go to tight end, He's like running drag routes, and I'm like, freaking right, let's roll. And I was talking to the tight end, and he's like, I really want to play wide out. I was like, you should go play wide out. Because I knew if you played wide out, I was like, that seat's right open. And he talked to coach. He's like, Coach, I want to play wide out. And he was a killer tight end. Like, this dude was legit. Elliott was legit. And so coach trusted it and put him at a receiver position and stuck me in at the tight end position and never looked back, bro. I was like, let's roll. Like, Elliott was crushing it at wide out, and I got to play a little tight end, and they gave us some more firepower at wide receiver with him out there. And it's like, man, I got lucky. I literally ran at my sophomore year of high school, like, super slow, bro. I ran like a 5.7 40.
Yeah.
But I mean, it came with me having spinal condition. Like, I had back surgery. I was recovering from back surgery. I literally had to learn how to walk again at age 11. So sports was not a thing at that time because I was recovering from that condition or whatever. So when I got to play organized sports, I had to literally get my body ready for athletic performance. So that's all they saw. They didn't see me as a kid when I was an athlete doing my thing. They saw post-surgery. So, man, I worked hard for that, bro. I worked hard, and it was kind of fun, dude. I got out there, and some of the best times of my life, man. Like, just playing ball, playing ball with the boys.
I miss it. And it's not like basketball or baseball where you can keep playing like into your 30s and 40s and stuff like that. Football, you got a real short window.
You do.
And I don't know. I love football so much. And I sometimes to the point, do you ever watch it and you get like a little sad? And it's hard to not be that guy where like, well, in my day, I could have.
It was like, shut up. That's the 14th time we heard that story.
Yeah. There's a movie on Netflix I just saw recently. Oh, man, I forgot what it was called. But I don't know. It's got Kevin James in it, and he's a coach, and he like coaches a little league team or something like that. But anyway, there's a scene where they're driving to a game, and the bus driver is Lavelle Crawford. Do you know him? Funny comedian, hilarious. But he's like, He's like, back in my day, I scored a touchdown with 4 defenders on my back, a pulled hamstring, a cavity, jock itch. My mom called and said that my dog ran away, and I still, like that. And he just keeps going, like he just keeps going up. Ingrown toenail. I had my shoe was untied, like that, and it just keeps going.
I forgot my socks that day.
He's like, I still got the cavity though. Like,
I gotta see that scene.
That's so funny.
I gotta see that scene.
Lavelle Crawford is one of the funniest comedians ever.
Dude, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, you gotta check him out for sure.
Yo, I love that.
Oh
yeah, Lavelle Crawford for sure. Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, you can just see
I'm so bad with names.
He's a triple threat because he's funny, like he's got funny jokes, but he also looks funny. And he has a funny voice. So it's just like everything.
And he's always sweating, bro. So it's like, he's going hard right now.
Yeah.
He is seriously a triple threat.
That is my goal for fitness right now, is to just stay at the level where I don't have to take a towel on stage, because that's when it crosses I feel like that's when I cross a line, and I'm like, okay, I got to get it together.
It's my 3rd shirt today.
Yeah, and in the summer, I'm not looking forward to that. I'm so sick of winter right now because it's cold. I'm so tired of it being chilly. I can't wait for it to heat up a little bit, and then fast forward 3 months, and I'm gonna be like, it's miserable. What? I'm ready for fall.
Yeah, the humidity in Missouri is
it's stupid.
Treacherous.
Stupid.
It's treacherous, man.
Best football movie.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Friday Night Lights, bro.
That's a pretty good. Friday Night Lights is a good one.
Or what's the other one with Friday Night Lights is classic, man.
I'm a big fan of. You ever seen Any Given Sunday?
Any Given Sunday, yeah.
Al Pacino, Jamie Foxx,
bro.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, for sure.
That's a good movie.
That's a gangster movie.
Every time I watch that movie, I like. There's a new part to it that I like.
Any Given Sunday, that's a good one, bro.
Did I say The Replacements? You ever seen The Replacements?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I like that one because it's funny, but it's still a good football movie. Yeah,
more comical than the others, I would say.
Yeah.
Which one had Denzel as a coach?
Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans?
Yeah,
that was solid too.
That is a solid.
That's
like the best. That movie has the best soundtrack, I think, because it's all music from the late '60s, early '70s.
Yeah.
And it's a blend. Like it's literally. I mean, it's like the movie. It's a blend of 2 different, cultures, but in that era. And it's like the best music.
Yeah. It brings a lot of people together too. I feel like that soundtrack could hit a lot of different folks. Does a very, very good job of diversifying. So, best football movie. That's a good one.
Yeah. I can't. It's hard to beat.
One. Yeah,
it's hard to pick just one.
There was Al Pacino. Like he was in a football movie. That's pretty dope. And he's been in a couple hardcore gang narcotic movies. Just kind of sets that tone for football, and his personality's good for that.
That speech he does at the end.
His personality's good.
Life's a game of inches.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm too old. I can't do it for you. I've made every mistake a middle-aged man could make.
Yeah.
I blew away all my money. I pissed off anyone who ever loved me. But football, like that. I love that speech. It's so good. What's the best scent combination?
Bro, this was hard.
I know.
It was hard. And I just realized, too, I was like, I got to do better at remembering the names of all these scents. I'm like, oh, this is good.
Hard. Yeah, it is. It's hard.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
And you have all these different, genres of scents.
You were saying last night you liked sandalwood.
Yeah, sandalwood. Not sandalfoot, sandalwood.
Yeah, sandalfoot.
Yeah, like recently I was at TJ Maxx and I was just getting some like home good items. They have like some stuff on sale and I was like, oh, I need a vacuum. And they got that. Evo, whatever. I need this. And I was like in there, and I'm walking past like the men's section, and I needed like a to-go kit, travel kit for my toiletries.
Yeah.
The other one was just kind of smaller, so I'm like going by, and I grab one, and I'm like, let me check out these colognes. They had like Dolce & Gabbana and like some other ones there, and so just checking some out on the go. Line was super long, and I'm just like, whatever, just need something to do. I pick up this sandalwood vintage, dude. I was like, what is this? I was like, hold on, TJ Maxx, y'all doing really well right now. Like, I was like, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty good. It's like an oaky smell. I'm actually gonna look it up so I know exactly what the smell is, because I just need to know. But that was, I'm used to spending like something nice on some good cologne, Kirk Jean's good, Dolce's good, of course. Like, you don't need to put too much on with those. But I was like, for a $20 bottle of cologne, probably was like 16 and some change, really. That sandalwood vintage was on point. Let's see what it says on the front. Let's see. Underground Vintage Shop. It sure is underground, because I never heard of them before. But I like the oak smells. I like the sweet smells.
I think you need a little bit of both to offset. You need like a sweet smell, and then like a manly, like musk smell. You know what I mean? Because that's what it surprises me when, like, I'll take my wife somewhere and we'll be, I'll be like, all right, what do you think of this cologne? She'll be like, no. It's too sweet. I'll be like, really? You love sweet stuff? And she's like, yeah, but not on a man. That's so women kind of like, I think women like the stank a little bit.
Yeah, right. They
put a little stank on it.
Put a little stank on it.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta show me you a little manly. Like, show me you go camping or something. Like,
yeah.
But
I want you to smell like be clean, but smell like a campfire.
Yeah. So this says deep, creamy sweetness with warm undertones of amber, leather, and wood. I wasn't coming up with that crap, bro. I got to do better out here.
It's all right.
But it's all good, though.
It's all right. I mean, it's a
creamy sweetness. That's
not a lot of people spend their days thinking about stuff like this. You know what I mean? Just me, because I mean, see, this is the whole reason I started a podcast. Is because my wife got sick of being like, I don't know what the best scent combination. Ask somebody else.
I'm gonna see if I can find that Kirk Jean smell.
Oh, I asked this to somebody the other day. If you could have, say your fingers could dispense an unlimited amount of liquids, right? So you have 5 different liquids, right, to come out. Which 5 would you go with?
All right, spring water, number 1.
Spring water, that's a good one. Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, bro. Yep. Number 1. Our body needs 80% of water, right, to function. Or So spring water, number 1, dude. I'm gonna need a shot of espresso every once in a while. Yeah,
makes sense.
Every once in a while. Lighter fluid.
Oh, that's a good one.
Lighter fluid.
That's a good one.
Yeah, survival, man. Wow. I need something for a detox. I'm gonna use a juice, I guess. Cranberry.
That's okay.
Body, all right. Something healthy there. Something good to detox the body. Dang, 5 liquids. Last one. Ooh. What's a good liquid we might need? Probably something to put out the fire just in case stuff goes crazy.
I mean, if you had unlimited spring water, you could do that,
Yeah, true.
Yeah, true. You could douse it. Cranberry juice, just... it's out of control. It's out of control.
Like, hey, what you doing over there? Wasting all the cranberry juice. I kind of want to say orange juice because I love orange juice, but then it's kind of too sweet, so I've been trying to stay away from that. But that 5th one's kind of hard. The other ones, they were easy. Spring water, espresso. I like cranberry juice, lighter fluid.
What about like a condiment? something for food.
Oh man,
Just in case you go somewhere and you're like, oh, this is trash.
Asian Zing
That's a good one.
from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay.
Bro,
I like that.
legit will turn anything into just a fine
Fine dining experience.
Yeah, bro. Like you got like cilantro rice and some veggies. You like Asian Zing on that. You know, you got like
Hot
salmon,
dog, Asian Zing.
Asian Zing, baby. Yeah.
Chicken salad, Asian Zing.
It's like you're zapping it real quick, like zzz, yeah, that just got better. Zzz, that just
breakfast
got better.
burrito, Asian Zing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a ranch. I feel like 80% of the world is gonna say ranch. You know,
Yeah.
half of them don't even know what's in it. But bro, a good Asian Zing, man, it's like the perfect tang, not too spicy.
I was gonna add hot sauce. So that's one of mine, because I feel like not only does it like enhance cooking, but it's also, I mean, it could be like a defense. You know.
Yes, it could.
I mean,
That
if somebody
cayenne
came up and they're like, "Give me your wallet," and you're like, da, 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 yeah, in the eye, yeah. Running away.
How'd you do that? Hot sauce. That's a good
Tabasco,
one.
bitch.
To buy, bitch. Dang, that's a good one. If you had 5 liquids, yeah, bro.
Yeah, you came up with the first 4 pretty easy, but yeah, water for sure. Water.
And then I can make an Americano because of espresso. So I'm like,
Yep. There you go.
Keeps me up.
That's a good one. Coffee's a good one. I haven't thought about coffee before. I went with, I think the last time I did it, I did like water, like a green tea or something like that, just to have a little bit of like diversity, because sometimes I get sick of water. Which is so weird to be like, yeah, water is gross. Yeah, the thing that keeps me alive. Yeah. What was it? Oh, water, green tea, Tabasco, or some type of hot sauce. It has to be. I really like Tabasco, so it's all right. Gas and maybe motor oil. I don't know. Or maybe insulin, something like that, just in case.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because times get hard, you could just fill it up.
You're right. Yeah,
So,
bro.
insulin, $3 a bottle, you know? So
But you know, I'm about to make some money today. What you need, bro?
passive income. I did think, I was like, what if the gas pump, though, like your gas finger, like it doesn't come out as fast as you want? So you're just stuck there on the side of the road with your finger in the gas tank, like just
like, dang, bro, I should have just stopped at an exit.
where we at?
Yeah.
You're only halfway. Oh my gosh!
Like,
It's just like it's just trickling out, and you're just sitting there
I'm
with
gonna
your
have to
finger
cut
like.
top of my finger open a little bit wider.
It's been 20 minutes.
Thank goodness gracious.
You just stick the finger back in.
Fuel. I didn't think about fuel. I thought about lighter fuel, but fuel would serve both purposes.
Yeah,
You know, it sure would. Yeah. You know,
that would help in a
times get
pinch.
hard. Yeah.
Think about how much money you'd save over the years, especially for as much driving as I do. If I never had to pay for gas again,
Ooh.
and that would cut back for me, because I don't know about you, but one of my biggest problems is while the gas is pumping, I'm like, oh, let me just pop inside real quick. I'm just getting a coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just getting a coffee.
It'll be 3 minutes.
I'm just getting a coffee. And the next thing you know, you walk out and you got a coffee, a donut, a slice of pizza, bag of chips. And you're like, oh, I spent $15 there. Damn it.
Got to get those sunflower seeds. We're going to be on the road for an hour and a half.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
Exactly. And the snacks is what get me.
And they put them right, like, they just put them in the right
Oh,
spot.
that's me. I was like, what is that?
It's like at the right spot, man. It's always at the right spots. Like, seeds are right there on your way out. You know, you got to go all the way to the back for the drink. So you're going to walk past all the chips, all the Snicker bars, Hershey bars. You're just like, man, this is down to a science.
That's because they do that. They have like psychiatrists that design the layout.
Yeah.
Because they know, like, okay, people are going to do it in this order.
In this order.
They know they're going to, like, we put the water the furthest away and all the sugary stuff closer. And so you have to walk past it twice.
Twice, bro.
Because you walk past it, you're like, nope, not getting a soda. I'm getting water. Getting water. And you grab the water, and then you have to walk back by the sodas, and then the donuts, and then the chips, and then the candy. And you're like, by the time you get to the register, you're like, I need a Kit Kat. Why not? Yeah, it's just a Kit Kat. Well, give me a break.
So what's your... If you had to go to the grocery store before you hit the road and you knew you had to get some snacks, like what are you picking up at the convenience store?
Ooh, best on the road snacks. I do I do like a good trail mix because it makes me feel like I'm not being bad because it's like it's nuts and it's not that bad. Now there's M&Ms and chocolate chips in there and yogurt pieces and
back in yes sir.
Okay, so I would love that. I'd love a trail mix, something salty and sweet combination. But if they have cookies by the register and they're soft,
bro.
Sometimes it's easy to pass up because you grab it and it's like a brick.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I'm good.
This ain't fresh.
Yeah, it's a sign.
But
sometimes you touch it and your finger just like sinks in and you're like, oh yeah, you're coming home with me.
Oh yeah, big time. It's like $2.79. You're like, I do not need to spend $3 on this cookie, but it is what it is.
I always try to ask questions to gas station employees because I feel like they see the craziest humans on earth.
For sure.
And I always ask them, like, do you ever see people that are like really struggling with decisions and stuff? Like, come in there and they're like holding like a chicken sandwich and then like a chicken salad and they're like looking back and forth and they're like every day we watch people come in and they'll pick up like a bagel and then they'll pick up like a donut and we just watch them like, I really want the donut, but I should eat the bagel.
Now I'm thinking about how many times that was actually me.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that they're watching, they're judging, like, oh, watch. I bet you they take bets. I bet you they take bets like, oh, look, this guy's holding an apple, but now he's walking past the chocolate chip cookies and the apple goes back down. Okay.
Let me get that $5 real quick.
I used to do this thing where if they tell me, you go, you check out, and they'll say like, oh, that'll be like 1753. I always was about, good year. Like that. just say that. And then sometimes they just ignore you, but sometimes they'll be like, what happened in 1753? And then you got to come up with something on the spot or whatever. Be like, that's the year they invented the grand piano. You know that? You didn't know that? And then for the rest of it, then they'll be like, do you guys know that the grand piano was invented? I have no idea when the grand piano was invented, but it sounds like it could be.
For the next 3 hours at the gas station, that's a conversation. Until someone finally Googles it, and they're like, bro, what?
1659.
Yeah.
What?
No,
this guy was 100 years off. Why did he? I love doing stuff like that because they're always bored. They're always bored. But
I do that at drive-thrus though. I heard someone say this one time in a skit. I forget where because my memory's terrible. But he's like, "Can I get a Jackie Chan on ice?" And like every time I go through a drive-thru, well, not every time, but a good chunk of the time, and I'm not ordering something, like just to mess with the person that's ordering, I'd be like, "Yeah, I want to get something too."
Yeah.
Like, can I get a Jackie Chan on ice, please? They're like, excuse me? I was like, you know what? I'll just wait. Never mind.
Never mind. Oh, okay. You guys don't do that anymore?
Yeah. I thought that was on the other menu.
You ever go through and ask for something like they don't have?
Oh yeah.
That's fun to me. Yeah. I don't know why. I probably shouldn't mess with people that handle my food, But like you go to Taco Bell or something like that and just be like, hey, you guys got any pepperoni pizza back there? And they're like, what?
What? Bro?
No. Do you mean a Mexican pizza? Nah, I guess you guys got rid of it. They're like, no, we never had pepper. You're like, yeah, you did. Yeah, come on. Yeah. You guys had the best pepperoni pizza. And they're like, what?
They're going back in there, man. 5 years
I
ago,
mean,
let's say what
we could maybe throw something together.
for
Like
you,
it would, like no, it's okay. Don't go out of your way. It's fine.
Yeah, I gotta stop doing that.
Back when Sierra Mist was a thing.
Oh yeah.
R.I.P. Sierra Mist.
Yeah.
Man.
Whatever happened to them?
Some lady, I think, sued them because her name was Sierra Mist, and she was like, "Hey, you guys are using my name or whatever," and so now it's Starry. Or whatever.
It converted to Starry.
Yeah, they had to change. They had to completely change it. I don't know. I have done zero research into that, but that's what someone told me, and now I'm spouting it as fact.
I feel like you just did me like the gas station folks.
I did, pretty much.
No, be like, let me go check.
Yeah. You're gonna drive home later and be like, "What? No,
Yeah,
they got
like,
sued for
it's an off-brand of Mountain Dew. Not even.
Yeah, they just went out of business. That's
what?
all it. But no, when we go through the drive-through, there was this one time where my daughter wanted a Sierra Mist or whatever, and so when I ordered, I was like, "Can I get a Sorrel?" And they're like, "What?" I was like, "Can I get a Sorrel?" Like that. Like I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part. And I was like, "Oh no, it's okay. I just want a large Sorrel," like that. And I did it just to make her laugh. And she would be in the back of the car, and she'd be like, "Dad, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you saying that?" I'd be like, "Oh, I just need a sorrel milk." And they're like, "Are you saying cereal milk?" Like, no, cereal milk. You know. And then eventually you pull forward, and they're like, "You wanted a Sierra Mist, right?" Yeah, Sierra Mist.
That's good, dude.
Yeah,
Sierra Mist is such a great substitute for a Sprite too.
I know. I liked it better. Liked it better. Have you had Starry yet?
I have not.
It's not worth it.
It doesn't even. I mean, the branding to me is
knockoff.
not. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's exact. Like I look at the branding, I'm like, looks like a knockoff.
Yep.
Sorry, don't mean to offend nobody. Over
No,
there,
we're here to offend. You hear that, Starry?
Yeah,
we're coming for
we're
you.
We're standing on it.
Yeah, we're standing 10 toes on business.
Yeah, tell the lady from Sierra Mist, bring her on board. And
Yeah,
go back.
Pay her off.
Listen to that name though, Sierra Mist. I mean,
it sounds good.
Sounds
refreshing. Sounds crispy. Yeah, yeah. Like quench. Well, I guess Sprite's the thirst quencher, right? But Sierra Mist, man.
I feel like I should be hanging out in the mountains.
Exactly. A cold Sierra Mist after a hot day.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Yeah.
Starry. I'm like, what am I doing with that?
Yeah.
Starry. Like,
no, thank you.
I appreciate that. But,
what's the best way to describe how you think?
Man. Bro, I am like...
It's a hard one. That's a hard question.
It is. Yeah. It is. And how do I describe it? Because I'm so visionary. I think that's like one way to kind of like put an umbrella over it. But I am... I don't know, man.
Are you like an analytical person where like you like to map everything out? You like to have like a plan, or are you more of like a someone that's like, I don't know. Like for me, I want to be analytical. I want to be like someone who's like organized and very detailed and stuff like that. But my brain is also like like that.
That's what I battle with. I feel like I'm a hybrid. I
feel
like I'm such a hybrid. You know, like I'm such a visionary. I'm always at 30,000 square feet. Like I'm like, oh yeah, let's draw plans. You know.
Yeah.
But like I can't say I'm super analytical to the point where like I love the details, because I really don't love all the detailed work. I love having colleagues or partners that are like, oh, we'll take care of the numbers, like we'll take care of the Excel sheets, like blah blah. Then I'll go back and I want to review it and like make sure things are good. I'm just to make sure I'm caught up to speed on what's going on and I can make good effective decisions. But man, I'm such a visionary, bro. I'm in the clouds. I'm like, oh, we can do this. I'm an optimist. Like
that's me too.
There's no problem that can't be solved with me, And sometimes I catch myself dreaming too much in meetings where we should be executing. I'm like, well, we haven't thought about this yet. Yeah. You're like, dude, no, wait, here, come down.
Yeah.
Like 30,000.
Come on,
yeah,
come back,
come on,
come
down.
back to us.
Yeah. But like tactical, like just being tactical with the strategy. I love like, how do we get from here to here? In the most cost effective or like the most like sound way, and who do we need on board to make that, just the the puzzle pieces. And I try not to say that, I try not to say analytical because there's people who are very analytical and really good at it. And sometimes I get in a room with them and I'm like, bro, you asking too many questions. Like, quit. Like, you draining my battery.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm not analytical.
Yeah.
That's how I know. But parts of me understand how important the analytical mind is. So, like, I'm able to tap into that energy and be like, all right, let's look at this really thoroughly right now. Let's not hurt ourselves in this. But naturally, man, I'm sporadic with my thoughts. Like I'm jumping from one cloud to another on options and like solutions, and I might just be a little bit too much of an optimist for some people because I really feel like there's no problem that can't be solved if we really just buckle down, find the right subject matter experts, and we come together and get all the resources we need. But yeah.
That's me. That's how I am. I'm always that's possible. We can do that 100%. And I
have no clue how to get there.
My battery drains so fast around people who are, I guess, more realists that are like, okay, well, we need to sit down, we need to balance the budget, and then I'm like, when my wife gets so mad at me because sometimes we need to like balance our checkbook or something like that, and she'll be asking questions, and I'm just like, well, how come there aren't see-through toasters? And she's like, you need to focus, okay? She's like, you're driving me insane.
That would be sick though,
right? You could see how toasted the bread.
See-through air fryer would be dope too, bro. Sorry. See what we just did?
Yeah, exactly. That's my whole life. That's my whole life.
Yeah. I gotta bring myself down every time.
Yeah, I was especially in like math class. I'm so bad at math. And so at school, my brain would just be like running, and everybody else is doing fractions and find the value of y and stuff like that. And in my head, I'm just like, do you think there's a cow on the glue bottle because it's made out of hooves like that? And I like, and people are like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
This is cow drool, right?
Like, this is math class. We don't even use glue in this. And I'm just saying. I got glue in my backpack.
As I got older, man, and I got to learn myself, I see it differently now. I see it as, okay, this is a gift, but I got to be able to control it. I got to have power over this gift and know when to turn it on and off. It's like, but I need times, I need moments to tap into that and that's at windshield time, bro. I can be in a zone, in a space where I can be a visionary and like live in strategy, like fill my cup up, and then get around analytical people and just be like, okay, how do I break this down so that they can do their job and they can live in their gift? And like, I'm doing that so much better now.
Yeah.
I think, as I continue to work in like these different groups of leaders and doing different things, like it's cool to understand other people's talents, and how do I present myself in this space, but how do I also receive someone else's gift in this space? Like two visionaries, we could do this all day. Grab a cigar, talk crap, like live in a world of like possibilities, but like an analytical person would be like, I'm out of here in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So then when I get with someone like my buddy Corey, who's strongly analytical, very detail oriented, super organized, like I know when I get into a room with him, I'll have like his attention span is like, because he's like, yo, Wick, let's get to the point right now. So now I've learned how to communicate with him and operate with him in this space, and so that we're both intentional about the times that we collaborate on stuff. So it's cool now. It's cool. Like I know myself to the point where I could be in a room, and if I'm paying attention and I'm not like drained, if I'm really in the zone, I could be like, all right, my brain works like this, his brain works like that. How do I meet in the middle? All right, I probably shouldn't say that. And then once I get into visionary mode, I'm like, enough of that now. Yeah. So finding balance is really cool, man. It's really neat.
I think it's all about balance. You gotta. It's like I told you last night. Like everything that I do, when I'm on camera, this is there. When things are rolling or I'm on stage, that's the fun time.
Oh my God.
Everything I do leading up to that and post that, like once we wrap, then it's work time, you know, and then I have to switch brains and sit down and you know, get to editing, get to emailing, get to doing all the stuff I hate doing. But this is the fun part. Like this is the part I enjoy, where I get to be wild and say, you know, like let my brain kind of, I don't know, rev the engine a little bit. You know, that's kind of what I. Pedal to the metal. Go, 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 go. It's we got a couple different. Then we kind of talked about coffee a little bit.
Yeah,
let me get into some of the deeper ones. Oh, best meal for under $10.
Bro, best meal?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it is under $10 anymore. Okay, that might not be under $10 anymore. Arby's has, well, are you including fries with this?
Yeah.
Okay, it has to be a meal. It has to be more than one item.
Well, I mean, it's whatever you. I mean, it's whatever you can get for under $10.
Okay.
So like,
whatever you can get, dude. Arby's has a Greek gyro, bro. Fire, dude. The bread is perfect. I think it's lamb, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
Bro, whoever cooks that, it's consistent at Arby's. I think it's just so legit. When I could get curly fries for, you know, under like $4 or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can get that for like 9 and some change or 10 and some change. Now I think it's, you know, it's up there now. Of course, cost of food prices have gone through the roof. But, man, on the way home, I'll grab a lamb gyro and some curly fries. I'm good. Go to the office and get some stuff done. Oh, yeah, I'm golden, bro. I'm golden.
I like it. I like that. I've always said rotisserie chicken, because you can get a whole chicken for like $6.
Yeah, $5-6.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so solid. Oh, dude, Food Giant used to have that bag
Food Giant
of chicken.
Yeah.
You can get dark meat or white meat. And it was like 8 pieces. Get a couple thighs, a couple drums. It was like $4.99. I was like, okay, it's $4.99 because it's probably a bag of salt.
Yeah.
And
but hey,
but right now we're about to eat this, drink a gallon of water,
see,
and dilute all that sodium. But like 8 pieces of chicken it was like $3.99 or $4.99.
I loved that. I love the rotisserie chicken. It makes me feel like I'm being healthy. I'm like, this is low carb. It's all protein.
All protein,
oh yeah,
dude.
yeah. I'm killing it right
and they
now.
season it well too.
I know, it's delicious.
Where do you get yours from?
Wherever I can find them.
Okay.
Schnucks had some great ones for a long time, but they're a little bit more expensive. Walmart's usually good in a clutch because you can get some that are like a couple hours old.
Yeah.
And then they'll knock like $2-3 off it.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me at all.
If you got a Sam's Club card, they whip those things up at Sam's Club, bro.
Sam's Club.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Rotisserie chicken, that's solid though. You can't go wrong. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
a little bit of hot sauce. A little bit of hot sauce. That's all you throw it in the microwave, heat it up.
That and a little side. You might get like a little side salad or like just grab something you can pop in the microwave. That you're good, man. And I mean, it really is 2 meals in one. Like, unless you're like, I mean, we're former athletes.
I was about to say,
got a big appetite.
Unless you're my size.
Yeah.
Right I brought that up one time. I said rotisserie chicken. They're like, oh, you can feed a whole family. And I'm like, well, all right. You could feed a whole family. Everybody knows when Dad comes home with a rotisserie chicken, Dad's eating a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, that's a snack, homie.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Jurassic Park where they lower the goat in, and and then they just pull it up, and
that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Oh man,
that's exactly what it's like when
I want to go to Food Giant or go to Sam's Club and grab one. Can you go back to the other one?
Yeah, this one.
Best.
Who would be the best at playing you in a movie? Like if you had to cast the life of Wyky and someone had to play you in a movie, who do you think would do the best job? It's a hard one. That one's a hard one because not a lot of people spend their time thinking about who would be me in a movie.
Who would be me in a movie? But I think the person that could do it, he just really just ruined his name the last couple of years. But Will Smith.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
And the reason being, we both rocked the high top for a long part of our career. He's very charismatic. He was a ball player.
He really went. He was so like steadfast, and he was I used to tell people that I was like, if I'm ever a celebrity, I want to be a celebrity like Will Smith.
Sure.
Non-controversial, not not in the tabloids like, oh, Will Smith drunk again. Yeah. Will Smith checked into rehab.
Clean for decades.
Spotless. And now, I mean, arguably, yeah, the whole slap thing, but compared to some of the other like controversies that celebrities have had, not that bad.
No,
not that bad. Like he had a weak moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you could tell that like he was just stressed. Mm. He's under stress. Mm. Like we all get that way.
Yeah.
I had more sympathy for him than that,
Did you? I did too.
Like I don't know.
He went his whole career with a clean record, and like people loved him. Like he's a lovable guy.
Yeah.
And like we all have moments, man. Like little trials.
When it first happened, I was like, oh, I can't believe he did that. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then within a couple hours, I'm like, oh, this man's just he's dealing with a lot. Mm-hmm. He's stressed. Mm-hmm. Like I get it.
But dang, dude, like to publicly go up there and just be like, tomahawk backhand you, boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
In front of like a whole.
In front of the world?
Oh, yeah, in front of the world. Like in a very casual setting, It wasn't like, Will Smith seen last night at this venue snapping Chris Rock. Like, nah, bro, you did it live on the band.
You did it live.
On national television. Like
on NBC.
He didn't know how to respond. Like,
yeah, he was just like, really?
If you
it was a bald joke. And he's like,
yeah. If you slapped me on live television, I think we might turn into WrestleMania. Table ladders and chairs. The host and Will Smith going at it. Like I'm hit him with a rock bottom through a table. Drinks flying everywhere.
Yeah.
But that was crazy. And I'm like, Will, what are you doing? Like I honestly would have just been like, bro, just see me in the locker room in the back or dressing room.
Yeah, come on, man. Like just talk to me offline. Mm-hmm. Talk to me off camera or something like that.
But brave soul. I mean, he's got so much pull, so much respect. I'm sure, like, he didn't care.
There's also that point of, like, sometimes I can see how he felt untouchable. Because he was such a staple for so long. For him to be like, hey, you can't talk to me like that. Yeah. And I get it. As a husband, I get it,
Protecting your woman in front of the world, too.
And, like, hey, don't disrespect her. You can come after me. Mm-hmm. I can take the joke, but don't, and then all that stuff came out about her, and man.
See, that's where.
My opinion of her has changed because it's just like, every time I see an interview with her, I'm like, do you not have respect for him?
Yeah.
At all?
Right.
Like,
she's just trying to deflate that man.
I know.
Dude, it's like. And for me to call you, like, if we're married, like, you're my best friend. Like,
yes, exactly.
If we're married, you're my best friend. Like, I don't care what we go through.
Yes.
When we leave this room, like, we're good.
Yeah. My team. Yeah, we're on the same team.
I don't got time to sit here and bash you in front of the world. I'm not giving them that ammo. Mm-mm. Like, I love you, and I'm going to prove that to you. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't even care if we're doing this to write a book to make a movie, and we're going to say in 5 years, it's an act. We're not doing that.
Like as a comedian, I write jokes about my life. And so being married, I have jokes about being married. Mm. But none of my jokes are like, my wife's so stupid. Mm-hmm. My wife is, whatever. Like it's literally, I would say that the whole point of 90% of my jokes are my wife. I live with my wife. And I don't know how to react to this. Mm-hmm. So the joke is on me for being ignorant to how to deal with things properly. Like, same with my kids. Like, I will bring up a situation that, like, my kids and I have been in, and this is how I reacted. And the joke's on me. It's not on them.
Yeah.
It's not about anything they did, because I don't ever want to do anything or say anything that's going to make them embarrassed.
Sure.
Or like, oh, Dad told the world about this story, or Dad, like, there was a story. I won't get into details, but we went to Disney World a couple years ago, and something happened with my son, and it was hilarious. And I told like a couple people when we came back from vacation, like in our family, and he told me, he's like, it embarrasses me when you tell that story. And I was like, all right,
Gotcha.
it's done. All right, I'm not trying to. That's not my job. I'm not trying to embarrass you, especially not to the world, the internet and stuff like that. So, but no, as a comedian, I was like, oh, but it's such a good story, But as a dad, I was like, all right, you're right. It's not. Yeah, I respect you for that.
For sure. And you're teaching them how to treat other people too.
Exactly.
And be emotionally intelligent through your practice of that.
Well, I told him, I was like, I respect you for telling me how it made you feel.
Sure.
I was like, because that's important to be like, you don't want to overreact. Don't throw a temper tantrum and be like, well, you hurt my feelings.
Right.
You know what I mean? But to be able to think about it clearly and just say, hey, it hurts my feelings when this happens. And then it's like, okay, well, you're being very mature about it. I don't want to do anything to do that. I'm glad we could resolve this,
Sure.
And I told him that. I was like, I'm very proud of you for being able to recognize your feelings and communicate them, because that's big, especially in men.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, communicating our feelings, especially as men, because we get looked at as being so vulnerable. We were just talking about this. It's crazy. Last weekend, when we flew to Texas, we had like a little men's group. And yeah, we're just like, as men, we get looked down upon, or like we lose our masculinity, our macho, because we have feelings, and we're sharing our feelings, like being honest and being vulnerable. And I literally said, I was like, it's so funny how the things that make people successful, whether personal, professional, in relationship to their spouse, or with their children, like those key attributes and characteristics are the same thing that society says, oh, you're weak for. You're weak for being vulnerable. You're weak for being honest about, that. Like, you should toughen up. It's like, no, that's when you're a leader in a room and you're transparent. When you're a leader in the room and you're honest with your team, or with your children, it builds trust.
Yeah.
It builds trust.
Yeah.
You're building better chemistry between you and your son. You're building better chemistry with you and your staff and your team. Now people want to come into work and run through the wall for each other.
Yeah.
Because you're building that chemistry, right? And so, yeah, we were just talking about that in like a little men's group. And we're like, yeah, let's just be careful what we're subscribing to. Remember what society's norms are. And, are typically different. They're going to take us away from what we should be considering.
You met Rick last night.
Yeah, cool guy.
Yeah. He's one of my he's one of my like go-tos. Just a good guy, fun hang. He knows he knows like where my morals and stuff stand. And last night we were at a comedy club, and we were talking to this person, and they brought up the subject of porn, which makes me uncomfortable, because I'm like, I don't like talking about it. I don't like I try really hard to stay away from it. Especially since I have kids, I never want there to be anything on my phone that if my daughter saw, it would embarrass her, or if my wife saw, would make her feel less valuable to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh man, I don't know if okay. So my wife was married previously, and in her last relationship, her husband was big into that. And I think, well, he would shame her in ways of like comparisons or, you know, like you're not good enough, stuff like that. And I could tell it really hurt her. And so when she opened up to me about that, like when we were dating, and I was like, okay, I never want you to feel like you're not good enough. So I cut that out of my life as best I could, you know? And I was talking about that last night at a comedy club, and somebody was making fun of me for it. And Rick was the guy who was like, why are you making because sorry, he has discipline. Ooh. Sorry, he's got like that. And I mean, he's very mild mannered, never gets riled up ever. But he was the first one to like jump to my defense to the point where I was like, I didn't even need to say anything. I just kind of pointed and I'm like, like that.
Not much else to say.
Yeah.
You know?
And I was just like, in that moment, I was like, I'll go to war for you.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
I was like, okay, you're on the team. Yeah. You want you want us all to succeed. Yeah. You're not here to drag anybody down.
That's what's up, man. He probably said like 15 words like in the first hour we were here. It's just super chill. Laid back,
that's him. He's just down. He's just down for the ride, and it's not here to cause waves. And
great personality, man. Yeah, it's cool.
Shout out Rick. Works at Katie's Pizza and Pasta in Ballpark Village. If you ever got time, go down there, check him out.
Yep.
He'll be behind the bar.
We'll be there today.
He's he really is like the perfect bartender. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because he'll listen, and then he just has like those just like little nuggets of advice where you're like, oh, I never thought about it like that. Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. Great for hospitality in general. You can just tell. Yeah, he's very observant. Oh, do you need this? All right, cool. And he's always dropping gems too.
Yeah,
like he doesn't waste a word.
No. Why? Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's legit.
Here we'll let's get into. We'll get one or two more, and
that question took us to a whole different.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. My daughter designed some of these. Oh, okay, all right. Best instrument.
I'm going to say piano, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to say piano.
I always go with drums. I always go with drums because I feel like the drum was by far the first instrument.
Okay.
Yeah. Because before they stretched an animal skin over anything, people just started like, that there was a moment where everybody was gathered around a campfire or something like that. And somebody was like, man, I just... Yeah. And the next thing you know, like everybody,
folks start getting up dancing, and now he's,
The only thing I could see maybe coming before the drum is like a ram's horn, like a trumpet made out of like something like that. But I just feel like that no matter how advanced like music gets and instruments and everything like that gets. We can always go back to a solid beat, Nothing gets people like a guitar like solo. There are some great ones, and you hear it, and you're like, "Oh man!" Piano when somebody's got a beautiful piece of music on the piano, you're like you'll stop and listen or whatever. Violin, same thing. But a beat, beat makes people come together, and they're like, "Oh, can I join in on this?"
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
boom. Yeah. Especially, listen, as a white person. Everybody used to go down to the river and do like the drum circles.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go, but I was like, it's not for me. I'm gonna screw it up. I'm gonna be on the downbeat. I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna be that guy where they're like someone slides over and just grabs the drum and like puts it.
Hands it over to a kid or something.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, all right. Just snap.
Dude, the drum circles were fire. I wish you never came out to one of those drum circles. Oh man.
No, I was so embarrassed. I'm bad at music. I'm really bad at music.
Bro, they were handing out drums to random people. Like, just get on in here. You got the lead, and you got folks that are just playing.
Oh, that would terrify me if they were like, "You set it off." I'd be like, "No, no."
Yeah.
I hit it, and I just hit it once, and people are like, "Oh no."
Like, where's the rest of it at, bro?
Yeah. That's what I need. I need. You just give me like a big gong or cymbal, and then I'll just do the last one, where it's like I'll just sit there silently, and then like, dong, I did it! Yeah,
he's 100%.
And everybody's just like, "Good job, buddy. Good job."
He hasn't missed a beat all day.
Yeah.
I like the drum. Perspective, because you're right. Like, people like rhythm. You know, a good rhythm will bring people together. I think for me, the piano, there's so many different keys, of course, and like the art behind being able to stretch your fingers across the keys. Now, it's tough between the guitar and the piano. I love the drums, hands down.
Yeah.
In my mind, I was thinking that like you can only take the impact up I guess what is it, the decimals of a drum for so long before you're like, okay, I'm tired of hearing all that banging, right? But a good acoustic or a good piano you can listen to during a work study session for like 2 hours, or like you go into a nice restaurant, you know. That's kind of where I was going with that. But I mean, culturally, that drum can unite countries, bro.
I think it
different genres of music will come together off of a drum, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's
different
amazing.
Culture, like it's multicultural.
Multicultural.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I feel like with guitar, you can give a guitar to different people in different like countries, and you'll get different sounds out of it. But a drum is universal because it when you feel that beat and it hits that rhythm, like, you know how you can feel it in your chest. That's universal.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But you can, like, we've all heard, like, if you give a guitar to a mariachi player, you're going to get a very different sound than if you took that guitar and gave it to like a Russian guy, where he can make like a sad sound out of it, but then a mariachi can make like it's more like upbeat, joyful, and then you give it to somebody else, you know, and it's like, you know, and every culture seems to have like their own version of a guitar, but it's like slightly different. Or shaped different, or, you know, something, and it creates a different sound.
Yeah, and the size is different too.
But that drum, but I guess there's so many different drums too. So I guess that's
you got the congos.
Well, like in the Caribbean, you've got the steel drum, you know, and then you've got bongo drums, and then you've got, you know, the old school like dried animal skin drums, and then you've got, you know, like this type of with the cymbals and the, you know, what do you call that? The
crash cymbals, the bass.
The bass,
toms.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of them. I'm a big fan. I think drums.
That's a hard one, bro. That's a hard one.
So, last thing before we go, you want to plug your social media or anything you got coming up?
Yeah, man.
Usually I have comedians in here, so they have shows and stuff. But if you have, you know, like business and everything like that,
man, what would people be interested in? I'm kind of like a Swiss Army knife. I got a couple of things going on, but my social media is I am Wyky Jean. Wyky spelled Wyky. Last name is Jean, Jean. So that's Whiskey Yankee Kilo Yankee Jack Echo Alpha Nancy. Find me on Instagram. I am Wyky Jean. On Facebook, Wyky Jean. Man, I just love doing community work. So right now, you know, we're developing a urban farm down in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. It's phenomenal. Love the work that we're doing, trying to feed people living in food insecurity. Been in nonprofit work for many years. And then, you got to make some money, right? I'm a licensed real estate agent, investor. Do a lot of investor relations, work with investors who want to buy property. So the weekends, I spend a lot of time up in St. Louis, man, doing some walkthroughs.
I hope you spend more. I hope.
Yeah, my weekends have been up here, man, or, you know, Friday nights to Sunday nights. It's been really good. Got a team up here that takes care of some of the work. So if you're in real estate looking to buy or sell, man, I got you. You know, we'll make it happen, Captain.
Yeah, come check him out.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. So,
and I'll make sure I'll put everything will pop up on the screen, and I usually film an intro like separately. Dope. Just because if I found out, like, if I do it in the beginning where I'm like, what's up, everybody, welcome back, blah, blah, blah. Hey, like that, a lot of times people are like, oh, we're going. But if we kind of just like fade into it like we did, it makes it more natural.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I was like, "Are we recording?" I'm like, "Bro, yes, we are." Just act like you've been here before. We literally just walked in here and like we were just chatting.
I like that's how I like to do it.
You sat down. I was like, "Did he hit record?"
That's how I like to do it.
Cool. Yeah, let's go.
But Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming. I hope you come back,
dude. Of course,
come back anytime.
And we gotta bring some of our friends up here too.
Yeah,
we got a lot of mutual friends.
I've been trying to get Kwaku in here for a while, but he's so busy. I don't blame him, and it is a hour and a half drive.
Well,
hour 45.
I'll see when he comes back up here and be like, "Yo, you got to stop by and see Eric."
Let's do it.
So yeah, because he likes to get away, man. He needs a break sometimes.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, he's on his new location for the gym, Be Chosen Fitness, and it's a lot of work.
I went in there. I came by one day while they were moving in, and I was blown away. He gave me a tour and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That is awesome.
That thing it doesn't like it should be down there. I'm like, it should be up here in St. Louis. The LED lights, the turf in there, and I mean, he's the punching bags, and he's got folks fired up about fitness in that place, man. Oh man, it's really legit. So I'm proud of him, man. He's stepping up. Just his leadership skills are stepping up. He's doing really good as far as business acumen and then partnering with the right people.
Yeah.
Letting some of that, letting the wrong folks off of the ship, letting the toxicity out and bringing in the right folks. We talked about, talent, the importance of talent and leadership. And, man, you could just see the blessings this year. And we're only in March, and I was like, bro, you're killing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was like, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for him. He doesn't need to come up here and talk about his journey and just come up here and just talk in general. So I'll put a bug in his ear for you.
Yeah. You got to come back with him.
Let's do it.
It would be fun. I think it would be fun to get the three of us back in here. And then if we ever get Cantrell out of Florida again.
Yeah. We might have to do remote because I don't think he's coming back.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't blame him, but if he ever comes back for a visit.
Bro, we're going to laugh our eyes out of our freaking sockets, bro.
Shout out Cantrell, we miss you. But thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thanks,
I appreciate it.
Till next
time.
All right,
see you everybody. See you next week.